Shalom, and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi-Cantor Hilary Chorney.
I think today for meditation, what I'll do is I'll begin putting us into that meditative state, and I'll teach the Torah within that. I think I'll teach our Torah within the course of the meditation to get us right into that zone. So if you haven't yet begun to slow your breathing and begin to anchor yourself, sit down and notice the way that you're sitting and the way that your feet are placed. You can plant them on the floor and ground yourself using a focus on the toes of your feet all the way to the heels of your feet, being placed firmly on the ground or towards the ground. And sit so that your spine is, where possible, perpendicular to your lap and to the way that you're seated, so that at the same time you can be connected to the earth and also feel an uprightness. Feel how your spine supports your neck, and if as you scan your body, you feel any tension or tightness in your shoulders, release that and let them hang towards your sides. If you feel any tightness in your jaw or in your eyebrows or in your neck, let that go. Release and relax. Every once in a while, checking in to make sure that you're breathing deeply. It's just regular breathing, but it's checking in with your own body to make sure that you're not holding back any part of your breath. Breathe in all the way and release completely. You may hear quiet hush noises around you, the sounds of the street, or little creaks and clicks and clacks in the room that you're sitting in, or the sound of other people breathing. But within all of that white noise is just you and your own breath. You might even listen intently enough to hear sounds within yourself, like the clicking of your eardrums, or the sound of your palms brushing against your legs or your pants. Be attuned to all those sounds, allowing the environment to be not silent, but hushed and focused. In this place of quietude, get in touch with your mind's eye. Allow the words that I'm speaking to play out like a movie across the back of your eyelids, as I invite you to think about the holistic power of art. This is a parasha that centers on artisan craft, particularly on Bezalel and Oholiav, who are responsible for the craft of the Mishkan, for the design of the place where we spiritually dwelled within the wilderness. About this parsha, the great Rav Kook said that if there is even one line within a being that has gone unexpressed. That is where art picks up and brings forth the light of the soul. To Rav Kook, art was a spiritual necessity. Visual art was responsible for taking the things within us that go unexpressed and putting it out there for us to look at, not just within our mind's eye, but externalized, realized, made physical, so that we can look out at humanity, maybe even the likeness of ourself, and see that. Rav Kook was known for calling Rembrandt a tzaddik. That's an interesting artist for him to have known and appreciated as a righteous person. The notion there is that a great artist like a Rembrandt has the capacity to paint human likeness and bring out those lines within the human being that have yet gone unexpressed. This is the light of Omanut. This is the light of craftsmanship. Beautiful things exist all around us. One of the great spiritual practices that we focus on in meditative spaces is finding beauty in that which occurs naturally or that which would not occur to us as being art. In the case of this parasha and Rav Kook's lens on the idea of human beings and their capacity to create great masterful works of externalized art, we are encouraged to think about the way that purposeful creations of beauty are spiritual invitations. They are invitations to look out and see the beauty that was hard to find in someone else, in something else. I invite you to choose an object in your world. Maybe it's a possession, or maybe it just exists out there. Something you've seen, that you've laid eyes on, that you can point to in your mind's eye as an object that brings out the lines of unexpressed, glorious humanity. A painting, a piece of physical ceramic or clay or metal art, a great mural, a sweater that was knit, crafts and art that were created for the sake of bringing out the beauty in people. What does this piece of art do? What does this piece of art do for you? How does it bring to fruition the idea behind Bezalel's name, in the shadow of God, a negative or a reflection of the things that God placed within humanity? Slowly, I invite you to return to the surface, letting go of that image that you were holding in your mind. Letting your body relax into its natural sitting position. And as you scan your body from the bottom to the top, relax your legs and your arms. And as you take another deep breath in and out, you can open your eyes and return to reality and to Erev Shabbat, which is much later this week. I hope for you that that extra hour of time today allows you to finish things that help you to relax within the scope of Shabbat. I wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.